Hello and welcome to a new video. Today, without the stream, what we are doing today, if you didn't read the title, we are practicing mace. In the last few days I've been practicing mace PvP and I've been getting pretty good lately. I'm pretty good at elytra macing. I mastered some tactics that I saw in Wemmbu's videos, and I mastered the basic tactics everyone wants to know. I also improved my aim with the mace and the clicking at the right time. So yeah, this is a flat testing world. What we're doing here is we are practicing, and I was practicing a lot of stuff, elytra, macing and so on, but one of the things I just found out I can, like, you know, the basic things, going up with wood or something, elytra macing, and I've been experimenting around lately with armor stands the last few days to try and find methods on how to actually use their full potential. What I mean with that is, if you didn't see it sometimes in Wembu's videos, or you only used it once, I think. In fights where your enemies can't really run from you, like an arena fight where he used it, you could, to gain height, place an armor stand, hit it to get higher. What you can do to get even higher is do a fishing rod on it, pull it up and hit it so you get even higher. But I've been experimenting around a little bit and trying to find out if you can double hit it to gain more height, triple hit, or even quadruple hit it. And I found some tactics you can use, so we're training that a little bit today. What we're also going to do is just practicing aim, placing a bunch of those around and trying to hit every single one. Then we are going to build some courses. And yeah, that is basically it. I also just found out that normally what Wemmbu does is he just throws the fishing rod on it and holds it in his offhand and then gets it up. But what I always did, what always made it more complicated, but also maybe looks a little bit cooler, I would go up and in mid-air I would fish it. Wait. That isn't really hard if you just get the angle right. Yeah, it takes a little longer maybe than just doing this, but I mean, it also looks a bit cooler, I would say. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to that. Just wanted to mention it. Here, that was a course too. I also been having a little fun with wind burst enchantments. I have one mace at level 10 and one at level, what, I think at level 25 was it? Yeah, level 10 and 25 I got. And what I've been doing is just having fun with these. That wasn't really of a training because there's no way to get them, so yeah. If you wonder how it looks to have a Windburst 25 mace. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Interesting, yeah. And so yeah, today I think the first thing we are going to do is we will build a course. So let's hop into creative, get ourselves some blocks. So let's do that. Perfect. Then we can throw these out. Like that, and I am going to build a course that I already built. Oops. So let's just place one armor stand here, one armor stand here, and then just, oh yeah, let's just take that. Wait a second. Then just even higher, so that would be here. So like that. Actually try the height of that, if it works or not. Let's try that. So we fishing rod this, and then that would be around. So yeah, let's go a little bit more down, like here. So that should work. That should work. So let's put that here, that here, and that here. And now basically we put one here and one here and one here, so that should work. And then we're going to place here and just like that. That should work, I think. Yeah, that should work. Let's test it out, I guess. I already did that once, but I just wanted to do one more training session of that because I didn't really concentrate much of the end at the end. So yeah, let's do that. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but let's just try, I guess. So bam, 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 bam. No, and that is too high. I just saw that. Just fall that, let that just fall down. So let's try that again actually. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that is basically the course. I did it once, I don't know why it won't work now, so yeah. I mean, that works, so yeah, I guess it's just... So, now that is positioned right, let's do it again actually. I mean, I could also do the easy way like that. Okay, that was bad. Try it one more time. Let's try it one more time. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's forget about that. Something like that, the course looked, yeah. What I also did was just like hit an armor stand with windburst and follow it around. Or a lot of armor stands, and if once was too far to reach, I had to fly it in a elytra and do, you know, slower macing. Sometimes it's buggy, you feel like, oh, I didn't hit it, and then, yeah, like that. That I just really didn't hit, I guess. What I did for that was, till now I've only practiced elytra macing like that, because the problem is my mouse is pretty broken at the moment. So I just do like that, you know. The problem with my mouse is I have like special keybinds, and one of them is switching to my mace with the fourth mouse click. I had like the two things on the side, and I had that was nearest to my thumb for my mace, so I can switch fast like bam. But that thing is pretty broken, so a lot of times my mace won't get equipped because the key isn't working on my mouse click button. So yeah, I've only done it like that till now with offhand, but like that, wait. Yeah, like that. And sometimes like that. That wasn't very good of an angle. That wasn't very good of a hit. And that was too fast. Yeah, and just like that. I have to admit, I know it is easier, but I've already done the second tactic. I've already trained it, but it's like I can't do the like. It's not like I can't play like that. I can, but at the moment it just looks very bad because it seems like I am not good at it. Oh, why do I have that offhand? Let's just put that here, as long as we play like that. So, that was bad. And if you're wondering why I am not dying in survival, I have resistance 255, so yeah. Let's actually try to get some hits. I know it looks bad, but I promise you, once I get my new mouse, I can even show you. Once I get my new mouse.
How to get onto the unstable?
This one. Because it has pretty good side buttons. So I can really do that good. Once I get this, I promise you this is going to look better, but at the moment this is the best I can give you like that. Oh, that worked out. Fuck, Oh, that was okay, I guess. And I also found out that it's for anyone who wants to get good at mace PvP or elytra macing, you just really have to know that when you're elytra macing, you always have to fly in the target. If you do like and then stop before it, it is going to be way harder than doing it like that. I know I didn't get that. That is way easier if you really fly into that. Let's do some tries without flying in and some tries with flying in to really see the difference. Yeah, that happens so often. You overfly or underfly it. So that rocket didn't work out so well. Yeah, you see what the problem is, so let's try it with flying into the target. That was all overflight too. And that rocket didn't work. That was stupid. Wait. I can show it better if I do this because it's just gonna make my life easier at the moment. You see that? Instead of do that a few more times. You can overfly it. You you hit it harder. Yeah, okay, finally I hit that. And with flying in, it looks like this. Yeah, first try. But I really promise you, with my new mouse, this is going to go way better without offhanding my elytra. So actually look at that. Yeah, like that. That worked too. Let me just like that. That's better, so you guys can actually see something. That was bad. Bro. Finally. That was bad. I don't know why it didn't bounce me up there. That was quite interesting, I guess. Oh, seriously? Finally. That was overflowing. What I also like to do is that to just go slow, bam, 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 and when I go for my target, I can wait. Like that, bam, and I slowly go for my target. That was 2. Then I see my target, and then I just go. Yeah. But that isn't very powerful because your players especially just really like to move a lot or try to outmove you so you can't actually hit them with the mace. So the slow tactic isn't very useful in the outside world. In tournaments you can surely use them, or in like PvP zones where they can't actually go out. But I just think that this method is better if you can actually do it. You can, like me, do it with your offhand, but still I'm only doing it because of my broken mouse, I assure you that. Because the problem on servers on using this tactic still is you need to maybe offhand the totem, because in multiplayer you don't have resistance 255. Bad. That was overflow. Yeah, but the part I'm most excited to talk about is coming, because I don't know if this way already existed, but I've really never seen it. What I've talked at the beginning is I've seen like Wemmbu or other players use this technique where you offhand your fishing rod, you know, just like that, and use it to put it on a target and fly up higher, or maybe just an armor stance to then hit your enemy. But I always thought of like, is this really the most useful technique with armor stance? Like, I am sure there is. I always try to think of the way that I can just hit armor stance multiple times, but I never did until I really thought about it. And basically what I found out is, yeah, what I also did, I always did it like that. But I just found out that is a pretty inefficient way, because like that it maybe takes a little bit more skill than just already having it ready and bam. But while it also does give you a little bit more height if you don't have to first put the fishing rod on the armor stand, so I now also use this technique. But I found out a few things, and I was able to hit the armor stand up to 4 times. And with this new technique I just found today in the early morning before school, you can maybe actually hit the armor stand unlimited times. So here are a few things I found out. First of all, I found out a way more efficient way than this, with one hit to get even higher with multiple hits. So before even theoretically thinking about fishing rodding even more to get higher and higher and higher, I firstly searched for a way to just get higher by not doing any special stuff. So the first thing I found, or I just thought of, is basically, why don't just put the fishing rod on the armor stand, wind charge, hit it, it won't break, and then pull it up So you get even more hit, and then you can hit your enemy. So let's do that again, actually. So that would be the normal technique. And that is what I thought of. Yeah, you get a little bit higher, I would say. Let's just measure it with blocks, I would say. Let's go in front of this here. Then we put the fishing rod on it and do that technique. So we can come up to this block. Okay. And now we actually put the fishing rod on it. No, wait. And also one important thing if you do this is when you do this, so it isn't very hard, you have to hit the armor stand as early as you can and best pretty near it, not in it, that it won't fly up, a little before it, so it moves maximum 2 blocks front, because like that you can fish it easier up to you. So like that, bam, bam. Wait, that didn't work out. Let's try it again. You have to hit it like that, so it goes, and then we almost get to the top. Let's try to do this again with maybe with a bit more faster. That was bad. Let's do it. Bam and bam, bam, bam. That was bad too. Let's actually concentrate now. So bam, 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 bam. That was bad. One more time, come on. I know we can do it. So like that. If I would hit it. I know I said I practiced my aim, but I can't promise you that I always hit. So like that, that, and then we almost get up to the top. So yeah. That is what I found. What I also found is if you just hit your enemy. Let's say this is your enemy and this is your armor stand, and you just hit your enemy. So you did the armor stand technique, went up, down, and then you hit your enemy, and then there's actually, you can actually in, I know that isn't very a technique. You can just, with enough aim on a fishing rod, you can just barely enough fish it up instantly again. What you can also do is, that would be the same I did here. Instead of directly fishing it, I did it like that. That is the same here. You could do it like that, the same technique I just showed you, but fish it in the air. So bam, bam, and then, but that is way slower, and yeah. So what I've also did was, I did that to get even higher, but with this technique you can literally just and then you could also fishing rod it again. But what I found out, in the air, when you actually are in the air with a armor stand that you brought up by fishing and macing it, there actually is a way to infinitely hit the armor stand. I didn't try it out infinitely yet. That is a little bit hard, but I think theoretically this would 100% be possible, because what I found out is you have it a lot easier if you if you have the fishing rod already on it because you do this technique, the best thing is if you are in the sky and fishing rod it to you. So you pull the fishing rod. Before you even hit it, you immediately throw the fishing rod again. Because if you first hit it and then throw the fishing rod, you have to really know where the wind burst sends it. And also the problem is if you mace it in the sky with wind burst to get higher, almost every time the wind burst sends it down like that. Wait, I can show you that. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. Let's just fish it. Wait. Wait. If you do like that, bam, bam, bam. I found that out after I hit it 3 times. I'm not gonna show you now because that is just a waste of time. At least if you have hit it the 3rd time maximum, Windburst sends it down. So what you do is have the fishing rod ready. Always have the fishing rod ready. Even with tactics, that is very important. And if you fish it, you really have to. When you want to fish it multiple times, you really have to care about the angle you hit it the first time, or it's not going to work ever. You see, you could also then fishing rod it like that, but if you do that, hit it correctly, do that. You saw I just didn't hit it there, so you really hit it correctly. And then you immediately have to fishing rod it again. So this would look like that. I don't know if I can get it on the first try. Yeah, that wasn't the first try. Yeah, that I just showed you. If you hit it the 3rd time, it just got sent down by the wind burst on the ground. So actually, bam, that wasn't very good of an angle. So let's try that again. So bam, 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 bam. Wait a second. Yeah, and that is one of the things you don't want to hit it. Hit it, that is always bad. A little bit in front. And don't go too low or it's going to fly up so much. So yeah. That is what I just told you. So let's not talk much and just do it. There you saw it again. I hit it 3 times. It got sent down. And I didn't make it yet because it seems very hard. But you can always, the higher you go, the nearer it always comes to you. So you always have it a little bit easier the higher you go with fishing rodding it. So, but we can give it a few tries of maybe. Yeah, that was bad. So like that. Bam, 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 bam. And that was bad. And bam, got sent down. So it would be bam, 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 and there we have it, the problem. So let's just concentrate for now. So I at least found about 3 times. One time I made it and did it another time. So yeah, you can figure it out on your own if you really want to. So let's just... That would have worked out if I wouldn't be so dumb. Yeah, and I recommend always waiting a little bit before fishing rodding it again, because if it is going up at the moment, you have it a little bit harder. So bam, 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 bam. And I don't know why it wouldn't work now. That was stupid. That. So yeah, I hit it 4 times now. I hit it up, then up, then up, and then again up. So yeah, don't know. I don't remember how many times I did. But that's the technique. I really don't figure it out so much, that technique, to actually know if you can do it like infinitely. Because that one time I was pretty curious why it wouldn't let me go up. And also the basic stuff is just like bam, 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 bam. Yeah, the fishing rod. Yeah, that's the basic stuff. We all know it.